Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
Now remember, when things look bad, and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to VP4 TV, and thanks to Bill because I was settled down to watch the football when I got home. Didn't know that this match had been arranged. One lost side match in this year's VP4 2022 World 10 Ball Championship between Fast Eddie from the USA and Tommyy from Germany, and it's a race to 13, and it goes at the top of the hour, which is in about 9 minutes time. Now let's see if we can get this to work again. Now what do I do? Hang on a minute. Hang on a sec. If I can remember. That's the latest as far as the schedule goes. This is the extra match that is in today. There was no matches scheduled today. I thought I was going to get a day off. So we'll get this one between Fast Eddie and Tommyy. The next match scheduled at the moment is Brainfill out in Hairpig tomorrow afternoon at 4 PM British Summer Time. Then following that, later on Sunday, we've got Bill and Mr. Fox as well. So those are the two main matches, or the three main matches over the weekend. Welcome to Vince's. I don't know whether, it might be quite quiet this afternoon, I would think. There's not a lot of people around in VP4, and certainly it's a bit early to think that Steve's going to be around. He'll still be probably at breakfast. So this is going to be a close one to call. I mean, last night, because I watched the rerun, or a bit of the rerun of the match last night. Last night I called it right for the first time in a long time. I called it 13-9 to Cobra, and that's how it turned out in the end. Cobra was the one who made the fewer mistakes, was more consistent, and it was enough to get him through to that next round. So this tournament now has been on for a month. The sign-up deadline was the 31st of August, and we're now on the first day of October, and what's that one? This starts at 10 PM, not in the midnight, so I can watch it. Oh, right, where you are, yeah, I can understand that. Well, where the hell are you? That means that you're 6 hours in front of me. You've got to be. Well, that would be like either somewhere in Russia or Taiwan. Now that's far enough away. Well, it'll certainly be about 90 minutes. It might be a bit shorter. It might be a bit longer, but that depends on obviously how many racks there's going to be. But it could run very close. I would put. I think I would edge Tommyy slightly, if only because Eddie may well be. Again, the sort of 9-ball influence in a lot of these players is that they tend to be attacking a lot of the time, and maybe attacking maybe once too often. Maybe that will give Tommyy the slight edge. If Tommyy goes down the same route, then it's anybody's call. But I think Tommyy might edge it for only that reason. Both of them can pop balls. They'll get a fair idea of what they're doing. And then, of course, there's all the other factors that you add into the break and all that carry on. That's going to be the minutiae that's going to affect the outcome of the match. So we wait to see how that's going to go. But we're hoping it's going to be decent quality and worth watching. And I've got, I don't know how many videos I've got now, but they're all on the actual playlist for the tournament. So if there's anything you've missed, then it will be on there. If you ever want to go back and look at something, it will be there. The other thing is, there's still only 20 votes in. Let me see if we can find this one. Now, where the hell is it? Is it that one?
Here is a suggestion I have had for a long time in VP4, allowing us to use the numpad numerical buttons as camera buttons targeted around the table. Why, you ask? It benefits anyone watching as a spectator. They don't have to keep using the V donut button to move around the table. It also helps anyone as a live streamer, me, to have a more professional looking camera work. Players in-game themselves can quickly tap the relevant camera buttons if they so wish to during play and whilst also watching opponents shoot.
So once again, if you haven't got your vote in, you can get the vote in on my YouTube channel. Click the community tab and then place your vote. Good afternoon to Cobra. Bill's calling it 13-9. Don't forget, of course, we have the Saturday Night 9-Ball League tonight. I've got to get my team changed for next week because there's two of us not going to be playing. I'm intending to do the Popman Spectre Dawn match next Saturday, and of course Popman can't be in the team because he's got his match in the 10-ball tournament for 7 PM next week, which clashes with the start of the Saturday Night 9-Ball League matches. So I've got two players to put in next week. I'll work that out over the weekend. So I've had 2 racks of practice earlier on today for 9-ball. That's me prepared. That's me ready to go. It'll be good, bad or ugly. One of the two. Did you know that I'm talking to Cobra in this case because you, Bill, might have heard of him but probably doesn't really know. Did you know that that Ray Reardon celebrates his 90th birthday in about a week or 10 days' time? 90 will be 6 times world professional snooker champion from the late 60s and into the 70s. He's still going strong. And I notice, again, I haven't seen, that's another thing, I've not seen C Karaoke at all today either, so he's long gone. He may be gone for months or he may never be back. Whatever the hell's happened to the poor guy. No sign of him. But the good news is Tommy is here. Fast Eddie's been in getting plenty of practice. Tommy's just sitting in the lobby waiting to go. He's waiting in the room going up. And that room will be going up in about a minute or so's time. Cloth colour should still be the correct colour from last night. And Spectre Dawn, of course, the winner of yet another Friday Night 9-Ball. That's his umpteenth. We've lost count. And I'm pretty certain that he and Larry played in the Friday Night 9-Ball a couple of weeks ago in the final again. And I think Larry might have put him to the one-loss side in that tournament as well. I might be wrong, but it just seems as if it was I was watching something similar a couple of weeks ago, but you know what I'm like, probably can't remember the last 5 minutes. Yeah, Dracula, Bill, you're right enough. Good afternoon to Paul. Well, we've got a small attendance. Small is still better than nothing at all. So here we go. Room's about to go up.
No
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
So we are in. Let me see if we can get rid of that. There we go. I'm trying to remember all these button combinations I've got now. It's crazy. So Tommy's in. Fast Eddie's probably just finishing whatever rack that he's doing before he comes in. The timer is on. It's 10 minutes to get into the room, or it times out. So they both arrived now. Steve told me who was where last night, and I've already forgotten. I think he said Tommy's in the right. He's in the top of the HUD, so he's in the right. I think that's what he said. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. So the player on the right has lagged, and if we assume that Tommy's in the right, then Tommy has won the lag. Oh, I got it right. I did remember it. You're all my witnesses, by the way. You're my witnesses to that. I managed to remember it. So here we are. First rack. Still breaking narrow. I added another little audience feature just to annoy people. You've already heard it. I don't know what's happened here. That's a bit of a bug when it's actually happening, when I'm actually doing the other pictures and it's not on the main stream like this with all the match information. I don't know. It's happening on one of the other pages. I don't know why. So Fast Eddie looking to duck away behind the 9 and 7, somewhere over that direction. Pace looks not bad. And the end result looks pretty good. Yeah, Steve won't be here. It's far too early for him. Well, that's not a bad hit. In fact, that is very, very tight. I think he can get to it, because don't forget there's a bit more there than you think. Yeah, he could just get to it. It wasn't a bad hit though. And of course the awkward ball's the 7 ball, which is part of the problem. The other problem's the 5 ball. And he may well look to drop into that gap between the 9 and the 5 to take this 5 long. And I think he's got the angle that he can do that. He maybe have to check the cue ball a wee bit just to straighten it off the rail. Not having gone round to look at the shot, but it looks as if it's on. And he's played it pretty well. It's not bad. He's a bit of an angle. He may well want to punch this in a wee bit. Well, he's running forward. Now, he's got 2 ways of doing this. He can either dig in and come across with the danger of the scratch. He can go forward and come around and try and avoid the traffic, but it's all about judging the pace. I mean, if he finishes short, he's not bad. He can still get to the 7 this way. So let's see what he does. I think if he finishes short, he's got a better chance of having a shot. Well, that's excellent.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
It's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, this is a good out here for Eddie. He's dealt with the two problem balls very efficiently. And that's exactly how you want to start. You just want to get in and do the right things, and things work out for you. No, good afternoon to semi-pro. Well, that's up to Hairpig if he's around. But I just don't think he's around often enough. And if he wants to come in, he knows he can come in any time. So, past Eddie's break in rack number 2, and like many that we've seen, it's dry. So straight away, Tommyy has a chance. And again, he's got certain things he's got to do right here. Can back off that 2 very slightly and make sure he sees enough of the 3. But then the problem is he's going to have a big angle in this 3 ball unless he goes further up the table and goes in the gap between the 6 and 7. I think that's what he's trying to do. And that is not bad either. So now he can drop the 3 in and finish on the rail for the 4. And that'll bring him out into the table for the 5. So this is looking promising already here for a quick response from Tommyy. Well, this is, I think, just got to be gentle. He's going to have to come down onto the short rail in the bottom here, I would think. I don't think he's going to try and do anything fancy. Just drop it in, cut the 6 on the side, down onto the short rail in the bottom, back out for the 7 ball. He looks as if he's running forward and going around and doing acrobatics here to me. Nope, he's digging in. I thought for a minute there he was trying to do something fancy. Well, that's not the way I said it was going to be. He may well should have took my advice and just played it simple and left the cut. He's immediately got himself in trouble. And so Eddie comes to the table with a fairly easy out. I mean, this is a cut into the left-hand corner, but he should be getting this every day. And he should be in a 2-0 lead. So that shot choice there by Tommyy was wrong because he started running across into a dangerous spot. And if he had played it my way, nice and gentle, I think he'd have been able to cut the 6, come down to the short rail, and get back onto that 7. That was pretty much a guaranteed shot. The one he played took a risk and he paid the price. And this is a little tester for Eddie as well. Now again, he doesn't need to run 2 rails. He can just come back off the 8. Not a problem. It's all looking good. So now the break goes back to Tommyy, and he's immediately got himself under a wee bit of pressure here to make some sort of response. And again, breaking narrow. 6 ball goes in top right, and 1 ball can be cut into the side. Now the question is how soft does he want to play? I don't think it's worthwhile trying to. I mean, this 2 ball's tight past the 3. The angle he's got in the 1 isn't great. So he's going to have to work the cue ball, unless he thinks he can drop this in with such a pace just to hold in that top side and still have a decent shot in the two, and he's made a pretty good effort at it. 4 ball goes into the side past the 7, not a problem. And he should be out. Coming back into the table. Now, ideally, he wants the angle. Now, he's fell short. He's fell short in the 7. He's going to have to run up and down. So you want to make sure you don't interfere with the 10 ball, and he's well away from that. But you also want an angle on this 8 ball to make it easy to drop onto the 9, and that's not it. So he's going to have to draw back. So Tommyy is getting exactly what he needed. Little soft dink back here. Is he going to try and stud out? Yeah, he's going out and around the corner. That works. So, good response from Tommyy to get off the mark. And again, Eddie breaking very narrow as well, even narrower. And this is dry. Shot in the 1 ball, but an awful lot to do with the cue ball to get somewhere on this too. And the problem, of course, as well is the angle he's got in the 1. He's putting loads into this, and that's nicely played. Now, the problem here is the pace and the cut and where the cue ball's headed. You would want to come down off the rail and back up for the 3, but there's traffic in the way. That's the problem, and he's avoided it. He's avoided it. He took a chance there, but it's worked out nice. Biggest test now is the angle he leaves in the 4, because he wants to come back off the 4 to the long rail on the right. Oh, he's gone a bit high, but now I think he can still try and dig into it to get there. If he's trying to come straight up again, he's in danger of hitting traffic, and he's found a gap. That was well played. Couple of little dicey shots where he's missed the possible collision that would mess it up for him, but he's maybe messed up here though, because I think he's way too straight. Again, he's going to have to force this to get the cue ball somewhere into the table, and the best he'll get is a thin cut in the 6, I think. And that 6 does go. So this is where you've got to weigh up the pros and cons here. Oh, he's made a good effort to try and get there.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
I don't think he can avoid the 7 though. Don't know why it does that. Well, this is the one that could go wrong. And it's going to just miss that 8 ball. Now, this is well into the bedhead territory, this. He's looking at thinning this and coming down into this corner. Oh, he's not hit it though, has he? I think he daren't hit it too hard for fear of the scratch, but he's still got length on it, and this makes it tough. Might be just a double kiss here for Eddie. Or do they try to dink round and use the 8-ball? This is dangerous. Oh dear, that's all went wrong. He played it far too hard if he was playing for the double kiss. And Tommyy, panic over. He should be 2 racks all. Yeah, I did that to annoy you, semi-pro. And he's played it dead weight and it's gone in. That was excellent. And he gets back into the lead. Well, it's like I thought it would be so far. You know, it's going to be close. And we've already got a 6-8 combo that's dead set. I would suggest. I mean, that's always going in. There's no worry about trying to move anything up there in the top left. 5 balls in the open down the rail. And another great opportunity here for Eddie to try and get himself a bit of daylight here. Now anything but straight, and that's not bad. He's a wee bit inside, so he can draw back. If he puts well, you see, I would have drawn back and put a bit of bottom right on that. I mean, this is not the ideal position to be playing this from. And again, he's got to keep the 6 ball there, so he's got to be fairly gentle, I would suggest. Well, that was well done. Now, obviously here, you don't scratch in the right side pocket, because you've got to get into the cue ball a bit if you're coming bottom side of this 7 as we look. Again, he's looking as if he's going forward. Is he trying to dink past the 10 and play this long? It's hard to judge what he's trying to do here, but looking at him from this angle, it looks as if he's going, well, that wasn't the best idea, was it? I mean, I wouldn't have played that. I don't believe he's played for the bank, but he's got nothing else to go for now. And I think this, if this doesn't go in, this is a very good chance going here. I think he should have got into that cue ball. The only danger was the side pocket, and that's going to be a missed call. And that is the chance gone, and it's a gift for Tommyy to square the match. Well, that was the risk. The risk was the scratch in the side pocket, but you know, you've got to play to get there rather than sort of trying to get in a very small window to get onto that 7 ball, and it's cost him the rack, and we're all square again. Well, we've had a fair few dry breaks. That's another one at the collection. So this dry break stat for this match is not going to look that exciting by the end of it. Dry, but no real shot on here for Eddie. But he's called the bank, and this not a bad effort. Well, I think this is dicey to try and play this with enough left English to try and bump the 7. Yeah, the further away you go, the more you open up the shot in the two. But again, he's going to be nailed to the rail. So now he's in trouble. He can pot the two, and I think your common sense has to take over here. I think you've got to then look for the safety. Well, he was trying to get out to have a shot in the three. He wouldn't have been able to do much with it, but he's rattled the two. That was well controlled, as long as it holds up. But once again, he's going to have to probably, at best, leave the bank in the four. He's a bit too straight. How much is he going to risk here? Well, he's trying to leave enough of that four ball to thin cut it, I think, but he's not got there. I don't think he can do it. Now, if he sends it on a path slightly to the right and digs in, he might be able to get some cover with that 5 and 8 ball if he tries to send it down, but it's a risky shot. Doesn't look as if he's doing that though. See, if he dug in a wee bit, stunned that 4 ball that way, which is what he's trying to do, he's run into the 10. He'll take that. Little brush onto the 4, but it stays in play. The only thing that was wrong with that shot was just the pace. So Eddie now, 4 ball and 5 ball aren't a problem. He may well just leave it in the middle of the table. And again, this is just all about the weight control in the shot, because that can happen. And he's okay. He's okay. Well, now he's in good shape, because he can drop the 8 ball in if he wants. Roll the 9 into the side. And back into the lead. I've got a funny feeling this is heading all the way, this match. Now you can see that the audience are actually sitting there. They're all sitting there all around the couches. It's the VP4 invisible audience. Well, this time, the good news is Eddie's had a ball in the break. The bad news is he's got a reverse bank, the one that he isn't calling. Not yet, anyway. He's got a reverse bank, and this cue ball could go 3 rails and come out onto the 2. I'm surprised he's not calling it. He's trying to duck behind the 7 and 6. That looks like what he's trying. But the reverse bank is on the 1. He's now looking at that, and this cue ball could go 3 rails if he doesn't hit the traffic. The worst thing that could happen for him, and it might help him, is if he bumped into the 4. Let's see what happens. I think this cue ball might be going close to some sort of collision. No, he's... now I'm not sure what he played, because that was never going to get him on the 2, and he's left a 1 on. So that's, as they say in television, answers on a postcard, please. I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve there. He had to let that cue ball run if he was going to be positive to try and get out for the 2. And so now, this match is going to and fro as far as these opportunities go, and at some point somebody's going to fail to take this opportunity. But Tommy's getting another go here. I think he's leaving that way short. Yeah, he's way short in that 4 ball. Now, let's have a look at the cut. If he plays the cut plain ball and goes to the rail, well, he's got to get this cue ball running, I think. He's got to get it running unless he digs in, but I can't see a comfortable way of trying to get a decent shot in this 5. Now, he's called the 4, he's a reverse banking it. Yes, he is, and it's there. And that was well done. Oh, that was the danger. That was the danger. He didn't get enough of the 10 ball. And the chance might be gone here. And he's got to get the cue ball out of the way if he's playing the cross bank. The cue ball will be going that way, I would think. And it's going to be a missed call. And Eddie will have the cut in the 8. Well, this is exactly what I was talking about. You know, having that opportunity to steal the rack off Eddie, and Tommy's not got the job done. And then once again, Eddie has this another go at getting 2 racks in front. Oh, he's way, way short there. Oh, look at the cue ball though. He hit that to the short rail. He was so far away from the pot. Again, the puzzlement there is look where the 9 ball was. He wasn't really playing to get good on the 9 ball, which is even more puzzling. Well, this time he's gone a bit straight. He's going to have to punch this in to get the pace in the cue ball. Whether he goes forward or comes back, whatever he does, he needs to get this cue ball out. And it needs to slow up. Well, it's one of these. I always like to have a quick look at these and not spend a lot of time over them. You either see the cut or you don't. And the cue ball's okay. And this time, I think for the 3rd time of asking, Eddie has a 2 rack lead. Break back to Tommy for rack number 9. Still keeping it narrow. And the 9 ball was thinking of going in, but the 2 ball decided, no, you ain't. Gets in the path of the 9. Well, there's far too many dry breaks here, so the evidence in some respects is maybe to do with the narrow break, the narrow angle, rather than going a bit wider. And we'll see if any of them cotton onto that idea and maybe change their break slightly. So it's Tommyy who's under pressure now. And that cue ball has gone to no man's land. I mean, you can feather it and try and use the 8 ball and run up top. Somewhere up towards the 3 ball by the look of it. But you don't really want to get an awful lot of this 2 ball. You just want to feather it and brush it, 10, 12 inches if you can. And whatever you do leave, it's going to be awkward. And that looks pretty good to me. Good afternoon to Brain Fill Out. Welcome to Dwight. This was an unexpected match that Bill drew to my attention, or I wouldn't have been here. So the safety gives Eddie the reward. He has ball in hand, and he has a great chance to stretch this lead. Now, does the 4 ball go in past the 6? It must. Well, it will go. He's got to just get that line spot on. Any touch in the 6 ball and it won't go in. And that is fine. Well, it's been close in the first 6 racks or so. The mistakes have been made. Couple of attempts to win racks here or there. But this is a good way to apply more pressure to Tommyy. I said before the match started that Eddie's fairly attacking, and I thought Tommyy would be the little bit more sort of not necessarily defensive, but you know what Germans are like for their tactics. And I thought that Tommyy would be the wee bit more controlled. But there you go, there's a mistake. But again, was it a mistake or was it a safety? We'll never know. And once again, Eddie's got away with it. He's left nothing inviting here for Tommyy. And he's got no option. In fact, he can't even get to the 10 to play that shot because he's hooked. I thought for a minute there he could see the edge of the 8 ball to try and play the cut into the corner, but he certainly can't. But is he going to risk trying to jump over the edge of this 10? Well, good luck with that. Well, at least he got there. And whatever he's left, it ain't easy for Fast Eddie. And Tommy's thinking, You know, I've got to come out and top in this rack. I can't afford to be going 3 racks behind. I've got to find a way to get out in this rack. And Eddie's thinking, what do I do here? Do I go for the combo, or do I try and get some sort of decent safety? And he could cut the 8 to the middle of the short rail in the bottom and back up the table. And once again, I think Eddie's outthought himself there. He almost ran out of time. And again, he's got away with it. He's not left the cut. He's left the bank though. And that's going in. But where's the cue ball going? Where's it going? He's okay. Well, this is vital that Tommyy stays in touch. And the poor attempt at a safety there from Eddie's cost him. I'll have a quick drink. So, break, of course, being alternate, back to Eddie, still with a 1 rack lead, still breaking narrow. And this time though, the 3 ball gets running into the bottom left hand corner, but look at what the 8 ball's just done. The 8 ball just locked onto the 1, but the 1 still goes. And I think that 4 ball goes past the 7. But he's not finished anywhere near ideal in this 2 ball. So 1, 2, 3. And that's unlucky because that 4 ball goes past the 5 as well. And the only thing that was wrong there at the end of the day was the pace. It was almost a great shot. I think that was a foul. I might be wrong. It was. So Tommyy has ball in hand. He's going to have to start with the combo. And he won't be missing this. And that's a gimme every day of the week. Now, it's ball in hand, isn't it? Or am I wrong? I mean, he could put the cue. He is moving the cue ball. Excuse me. Just making sure the 4 ball was heading in the right direction when he played the combo. And now, table's at his mercy to square the match. So if he does this, the crisis will be over. And we'll be back to square one. Well, that keeps it nice and simple. Dangerous shot, playing the big draw and heading that direction, but he took the risk. Probably. Well, this depends on how confident you are. You could play the little drawback for the 10. See, he's not getting into it. He's not getting into it. He's hit it short. Or he could have bailed out and just run forward to open up the angle in the 10 and finish a bit there and play it long. He tried to get the little stun draw and he didn't get into it enough. And now he's left himself dodgy here. And he's dragged the cue ball to avoid the scratch. He's got the 10 in. And we're back. All square, 5 racks, all still breaking narrow. I don't think any of these guys have changed their tack on the break. And this time, so the scratch gives Eddie ball in hand. He's going for the long 110 combo here. Once again, this has just got to be... I mean, if you get this bad, it might go in off the 6. And it did.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
Wrong button. Wrong button. So, Eddie, with a very quick rack for rack number 11, gets himself back into that narrow lead. He breaks off and he comes up dry again. And look at this table for Tommyy. The biggest problem here is how he, and he's the wrong side of the 2, I think. Let's have a look. Is he? No, he's not. Oh dear. I'm not, again, quite sure what he was trying here with this 3 ball. What the hell is this BMX talking about? Let's see if this guy starts rabbiting away again. Well, he could have played that better as well. This is just an awkward angle. Now, if you go forward with this shot, this is a bit ropey. Yeah, he's going to come back off it and leave it long. And he's rattled it. He's rattled it. And that was all because of the angle he finished on it. Left himself funny. And this will be a good shot straight away for Eddie to come out off this 7. But that's a good opportunity gone there for Tommyy. And these count up at the end of the day. He's had a couple of chances in the match to take racks and he's failed to get there. Yeah, he's an idiot, that's what he is. Right, hang on a minute. And again, Tommy's kicking himself. Eddie with a chance to open that gap. And he's rattled the 9. And this is distracting, so it is. I've tried to tell this guy in the chat to shut up. Eddie says he'll be right back. Let's cut to the chase here and see if we can get anybody to kick this arsehole out the room. Right, I've messaged Steve. Steve's awake, so we'll deal with that problem, get rid of that. I mean, it's no problem with people being in the room, but that's him booted. I think Steve knows it's snakes as well. Yeah, well, that's him kicked for 72 hours, so he won't be bothering us again. You can't be doing with that. I mean, even though you're not... I mean, the guys could both mute him, but granted, but they shouldn't have to, but he just come in and he's typing crap. And it's just distracting. It's distracting for me actually watching the match, and then it's distracting for them. It catches their eye. So now we can concentrate on the game. 6 racks all. Eddie's maybe taking a bathroom break or whatever. And well, now who's going to call this match? As I said, I think it's threatening to go all the way, but it's also threatening to run away from Tommyy. He's hanging on in there one way or another. Well, Steve's answer to that, Vince says, is that yes, no, he's kicked. He's out of VP4. He's booted for 3 days. You know. But as I say, Steve knows who he is. Knows who's he. I'll say that again. Steve knows who he is, and he didn't take much convincing to get rid of him. Because if you don't get rid of him quickly, he'll just carry on doing it. So we can concentrate in the game. I've got no patience for assholes coming into rooms and doing that kind of stuff. No patience whatsoever. I've got a very, very short fuse and a very long trigger button. I would have booted him as soon as I saw him. He's not muted for 72 hours. He's booted for 72 hours. At least I think that's what it said. I'm not bothering to look. So the 4 ball has gone down. Not an easy shot in that 1 ball to start with, but this is going to roll into the open. And again, Tommy's coming to the table with a table that, you know, I said this last night. I don't care what player it is that's left in the tournament, players that possibly aren't strong favourites to go deep into it, but if you're going to have any chance of doing that, then you have to do stuff like this. You have to find your way out in these sort of tables where there's no balls locked up, and it's then a test of your ability to move the cue ball, find your mark, and get the job done. And if you fail to do that, it gets marked down as a chance gone. And Tommy's had a few of them so far. I'm missing half the chat here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're still talking about snakes? Well, oh, he's going to finish below it. He's going to finish below. Well, we know that 9 out of 10 players in this position are going for the cut in the 8 ball. The problem's not the cut in the 8 ball, even though it's difficult. The problem's where the 9 ball is, because you've then got to go full blooded to try and get around the table onto the 9. Now, it looks as if he's playing the cross bank. It looks as if that's what he's doing. Now he's going to call it right now. This is all or nothing to try and... Has Tommy been in the lead in this match? I can't remember whether he has or he hasn't, but it would be significant that he would be. And it's going wide. And well, Eddie doesn't want to try risking pinching any of this. He's going to have to run it, I think. Because this is just beyond that threshold into the side pocket that you can draw back off it, I think. I mean, he might be able to draw off it and leave the long cut in the 9. But he's fairly close to the rail as well. That's another problem. He's just opening it out. Oh, this is not pretty. It's off the rail. So, I mean, we expect him to pot it. Now, is he going to bump the 10? I think he's going to ride his luck here. I don't think he dare risk doing anything with the cue ball, and just hopes he maybe gets a rub here. I don't think you can risk doing anything. Yep, and that'll do it. If it doesn't roll dead in the rail, that's okay. He had to take the risk. He knew he was going to run into it. It's just a question of whether he was going to come out smelling of roses, and I think that's probably answered that question. Yeah, I don't know whether he's on some sort of chemical influences or stuff like that. That's the problem with the internet, and the problem with, you know, situations where you're dealing with people online. You just do not know what the circumstances are. You know, you don't know what age they are. You certainly don't know what mental age they are. If they've got any psychological issues, you just have to try and deal with it as best you can and hope they'll learn. But this guy doesn't seem to learn. He's a bit like Stubb. So I think, well, this has got a reasonable chance of getting cover here. There's a good line of balls here. It's all about the pace. Oh, he's trying to drop it in. I never even looked at the cut. Oh, now he can get the two, but you see, this is where you're in no shape whatsoever here. He can get the two. The 3 ball is running across the table. If he goes forward, he's running into the long rail and the short rail, and he might come in between the 5 and 10. Oh, wait a minute here. It's a missed call. Hang on, I've just realised in the HUD it's a missed call. So he didn't play the cut in the side. He was trying to nip away from that 1 ball there, and he actually cut it into the pocket. And that's why I never even bothered going round to look at it. But having said that, Tommy's now locked up in the 3. Call the 3 into the side, obviously, just in case. Now that's going to drop. Well, it's now going to be back to square one again here for Tommyy. If Eddie can see the job through in this rack, open that gap again. Now, are you talking about as far as pool playing the semi, or are you talking about VP4? That is, or are you talking about lifestyle? Eight ball called. 6 ball still in play. Now this is a tricky little control shot here, just to get the cue ball out to the left. It's just a little dinky shot with the right pace to get on this 7. He's letting the spin do the work, and he's almost there. And again, the pressure stacked onto Tommy's shoulders. And this 10 ball, middle of the table, looks easy. But it's amazing what players can do to get themselves in trouble. And that's no man's land almost. And he's got one of these blind pocket cuts. You've got to have faith. Again, to me, it's a quick look, see the angle, and play the pot. Don't labour over it. He's taken a lot longer than I would. And I'd probably miss it, but I don't like hanging around with shots like this. I would much rather see the shot immediately, see the line. If there's any doubt, another quick look and then go for it. This for 8-6. And it goes. One ball into the side. 2 ball is in play. And he's got a nice angle in this too, just to play a draggy cut shot, I like to call these. It's a draggy little cut shot. It's as if you're playing a normal, well, what you call a normal drag shot. You're just controlling the pace in the cue ball and using that long rail to get out. Yeah, a bit like that. And he doesn't want to finish there, though. I think he's fine. Yeah. Well, that was a good little nudge. And look at where the 5 is, though. Oh, he's not got into it. He's not got into the shot at all. Well, he can chip the rail and chip the edge. There's still strong odds this will go in. And he's still got a shot on the 6, but once again, he's got to work the cue ball to get this 7. Now, I'm looking at the shot here. This to me, it needs a firm stun to get out. If he runs forward, I don't like that so much. It needs a good stun. You can't chicken out in the stun. He's played it well. That was excellent. And again, Tommy's gone short. I mean, he could have overhit that by a foot, and he would have no problem. Another foot running in the cue ball to the long rail on the left side, he would have been laughing. Now he's the wrong side of the 8. He's just having to keep his eye on the cue ball as he plays this shot. Oh, disaster. Well, that is one of them. Because he was asking for trouble there. And that is a big, big fail. I mean, there's no way he should have been that short on that 8 ball. And to play the next shot the way he did, well, that was... And goodness me, Fast Eddie's taking his eye right off the ball there. Oh, I don't know what the hell he's doing. And Tommy can't believe this. I mean, this is a get-out-of-jail card if ever you've seen it. Well, this is still a testy 10 ball. But Eddie's going to kick himself. And Tommy stays in touch. It could have been a 3-rack lead there. Well, is Eddie going to regret that? Tommy might have his head screwed on properly now after that shot. I think that was a big wake-up call there for Tommy. I think he's finally realised he can't mess about much longer here. He has to get that cue ball on the spot. What was ball in hand? What did I miss there that was ball in hand? Doesn't matter whether it was ball in hand or not. It's still bloody terrible couple of shots. That's what it was. and it makes you think even more that this match is going all the way. There's not one of them been good enough to take control of it. But if this one pushes through, well, that cue ball needed to roll another 4 inches and have been nailed to the 6. He's hit that way short. Okay, he's got the cover, but that cue ball should have been stuck on the 6. Although I don't think there's there's a gap. I mean, he's got to watch the side pocket here. He's got to watch the side pocket. The line looks a bit narrow the way he's going. No, he's got it right. And the end result isn't bad, but he should be in trouble again. Well, with the incidents in the last rack there, I think suddenly this rack's become very important in the context of the match. It's Tommyy desperate to try and get back in level terms. He's got the cover, but again, it's not a difficult kick. Oh, it's Hairpig there. Now you want to jump in? You're a bit late to the bloody party. I mean, we've been at, when did we start? An hour and 10 minutes ago. Bear in mind, like, an hour before the match started, I didn't know there was a match on till Bill told me. Hang on a minute. Be back in a second, guys. That's why the screen's frozen. Be back in a sec. I'm pretty certain we won't miss anything. Well, I've gone into Discord here, Pig, if you're coming in. I don't see you there yet. Here's hoping it works. I'm waiting and looking. In fact, I'll look back in a second. Right, Tommy says in the chat, changing from patient. I don't know what he means there by that. That's probably something German. He says changing from patient to laptop. The last 5 minutes. LOL. I am a bit. Be right back after this rack, mate. Right, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. That's some sort of German pidgin English that he's typed. But there's going to be a little interlude, and while Eddie's trying the kick there, let's have a wee look and see if Hairpig's there, right? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome. I'm not hearing you.
Good morning.
Oh, there he is. Well, I wouldn't have been here for this match because as I said earlier in the stream, I was all settled down for some afternoon football. And Bill sent me a PM saying, what you're going to be doing, because he wanted to see whether I was going to be streaming this match. I wasn't even aware it was on because I never looked at the bracket at the scheduled matches, but it gave me enough time to get ready for it.
Yeah, I just logged in to play and saw that there was a tournament match on, so then I logged into your Twitch stream.
Well, did you see those last couple of shots there in that previous rack? I mean,
I'd logged in just in time to see Eddie missing that 9-ball and selling out.
Well, Eddie's had a chance to build up a strong lead here, but he himself has been. Both of them have been at it. They've been falling short on quite a few occasions in getting the job done. I mean, look at the state of this table now, and this. If he can get onto this 5, he should be out, and he should have that 2-rack lead again.
Getting to the 5 was not easy.
It certainly was not.
I might have spun that with a bunch of left to take the cue ball towards the 10 to take the cut on the 5, but he's gone for this combo instead.
No, I think he's ducking. He's ducking to the 8. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good move. He was able to snug it up pretty close.
Welcome to his ad.
One rail kick straight across the table isn't too tough, but well, with good speed control, you got every chance to get safe. He's just got to kind of barely get the 5 to the rail, though. Hit it too hard, and that's not going to work.
Yeah, I think he can. I don't know whether he can get it clean. Can he get this 5-ball clean? Let's have a look.
I think he can spin it in.
No,
Or he could go rail first.
Yeah, he's going to have to do either or because he can't get to pot it.
Well, if he goes rail first, he's probably going to run into the 8, but that could work out fine. Oh, no.
Well, here we go again. And again, he's very straight in this 5-ball.
He's got enough, I think.
Where's the cue ball going?
Uh-oh.
Where's the cue ball
You really have
going?
to pound it. Sometimes you overdo it. He ended up okay because of the point of the pocket.
Now, see this shot in this 7-ball. You're in two minds here. You want to let it run and hope you don't bump the 8, or you could jack right up and try and come off the 7 and really juice it. He's trying to go behind it, and he's missed. Well, I think he clipped it, but he's got away with it.
He clipped it, but he got close enough to missing it.
Yeah, it's always dodgy, that shot.
It is. I think I probably would have tried to stun across the table instead of doing that because it looked like it was a little touchy whether you were going to miss the 8.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
It landed good. Not going to have this bench.
That was the wrong button. Well, that really messed my camera up there with that. That bug with the camera definitely does do weird things. Well, it's going to. Oh, it's gone in. Excellent. Wrong button.
Second bank shot.
Replay of that last
shot. He's cutting it. All right, he cuts these balls pretty well, but I don't know. I would bank this one cross side. This is a pretty rough cut.
Well, this is the stub cut. And it's gone.
Yeah, good shot.
And he's got the 2-rack lead again. For about the 3rd or 4th time in the match.
Well, he's 2 racks 9-7 is more significant by far than 2 racks 7-5 if you're going to 13.
Now, Tommy is on his break. He's doing whatever it is he's doing. Now, I'll let you read this chat here, Pig. You read that if you're looking at the stream. Tommy says, changing from patient to laptop, the last 5 minutes, LOL, I am bit, be right back after the rack, mate. Now, Eddie understands that. I don't. Don't know what the hell he was typing. But anyway, there's a little interlude.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's the wrong button. Hang on, it's that one I'm looking for. So those are the other matches that are on the schedule. And we've got Saturday night 9-ball tonight, 7 p.m. Remember, we've got Brainfill out, and there's a match for Hairpig tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. I'll be there for that. Bill and Mr. Fox. That looks as if the letters are going up the table, doesn't it? It looks as if the text is running up the table.
It is.
Mr. Bill and Fantastic Mr. Fox on Sunday night. Albinario and Bedhead next Wednesday night at 7:20, and next Saturday Popman and Spectre Dawn. So Popman gets a week off next week. He's got 2 weeks off. He's not in tonight, and I'm going to have to put him out next week as well so he can play his 10-ball match. He won't be there for next Saturday's what do you call it? Saturday night league night. So let's get rid of the text. There we go. That works okay. Well, I think I've been saying this all through the match. I said at the beginning it could be very close, and the way it's gone backward and forward and nobody really getting control, it might go to the last rack decider.
Yeah, this I feel like Tommy has a higher gear than Fast Eddie.
Well, that was what I was thinking. See, Eddie's 9-ball minded, in the sense that it's always very attacking. And I thought Eddie would be a bit more controlled. The problem, not Eddie, Tommy. But what's actually happened is Tommy's sort of tripped up too many times. And on another day, to put these racks away, and he'd have been probably comfortably in front by now. So anyway, whatever Tommy went away to do, he's back. He's at a 2-ball in the break. And I don't think he's going to have much joy in the one, but let's have a look.
Now, if the 10 wasn't there, then rolling up on the 6 would probably be pretty attractive. But because it's going to hit the 10, you're in real danger of nothing getting a rail.
Yeah, it's actually... I think he can just make it. He's looking at the 9. But I think he's worried that if he pushes through and it hits the 10, and I think he's going to push it with enough force to hit the 10, that it might knock the 9 in anyway. So I think he's doing that just as a precaution. I think he's still trying to lock the cue ball up in the 6. I think that's what he's doing.
I agree.
Oh, no. No.
But yeah, to make sure that he got something to a rail, he always had to hit that sort of too hard to stay behind the 6. And then he hit it, I think, harder than he meant to on top of that.
So 9-ball call, but the 9-ball is just on, it's just on the brim of the corner, and that's not going to go. Yeah, that's not going to go. And look at what's happened, though. He's got second prize. And Eddie's done a few of these as well, where Tommy's, I think that's about the 4th time, where Eddie's done something like that, and poor old Tommy's not had a shot. Not an open shot.
This rail first combo is actually pretty. Oh, see, he's swerving around the other side.
Oh, no, I would have went the other way.
Rail. Yeah.
Well, that needs that. Oh, well.
He made it work anyway.
That worked.
Oh, no.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
And he's in trouble again.
I think he's got to swerve it again because the 1 ball's too deep in the pocket to hit the foot rail first on a direct line. You'll miss the whole 1. So he could swerve it again, or
see, if he swerves it from the right side that he's on, there's a big danger of following this 1 ball in if he gets it right on the 1.
It looks like he's lining up the 2-rail kick, but the 10 ball looks very in the way to me.
Yeah, he's nowhere near the line.
Between it, but that was never going to reach the 1 if he misses the 10 on the low side.
Good afternoon to Jose. So, this is quite an important visit now in the overall outcome of this match. It's a chance to get to double figures, put himself 3 racks in front, and he's going to be bailing out here. He's just going to drop this in and leave the long cut in the 4.
Yeah, definitely. I think he didn't intend to hit the point of the pocket coming off the 3 or off the 2, whatever it was.
Nice. He's
it was the 1.
Presumably he's looking at the tip of his cue, because look where the cue, he's moved it. His cue was way over the far extreme left of the cue ball there.
This 10 ball is a problematic obstacle again, coming to the 5.
And that's
Yeah,
why, see, again, as you say, I think he had that in his mind when he was playing the shot there, and he wasn't convincing.
I think so too.
And Tommy's got just exactly the same problem because he's going to hit this well thick on the 10 ball.
Yeah, he is. And so he has to put a lot of power into it and pick a direction to spin his ball. I think to the right is probably the way to go. Oh, he tried. But
Oh, where's the cue ball going this time? Has Tommyy got a roll this time? No, he hasn't.
quite. This is tricky, but it's in the open. Come twice across here, I think.
Yeah, you've got to get there, get the pace in the cue ball.
Yep. Played it the right way.
Now that he's off the rail, he can stun this in, drift it up to the left. He aims at the top of the cue ball first, but that's all he's doing. He's just letting it roll because the angle was good enough for him to get there, so no problem.
Didn't quite get to the right side of the 6, but he can come off the foot rail and
yeah, these are
either pocket for the 7, I think.
That's easy enough to deal with. Or at least it should be.
And the 8 is not quite frozen to the rail, so it's not going to be too brutally difficult unless he gets a bad angle on it.
Right.
Hold on just a minute. I got to take a break.
Now, I think I'll be honest with you there. I think Eddie's chickened out big time. I mean, he took his time to play the shot in the first place, and now that he's played it, he's bolt straight in the 7 into the side. And if he's going to try and do anything, he's going to have to punch this in. And he's got it. I tell you, he's finding hard ways to get things done here, Eddie. And again, this has got to go 2 rails. We know that it's a couple of millimetres off the rail, so you just got to get the line right, the pot right, and the speed right. And he's just got there. So it's now big crisis time for Tommyy. Eddie with a 3-rack lead and only 3 away from the finishing line. And Eddie's break has given him the 6 ball. He can see a partial part of the 1 ball. And he's called it into the corner.
Sorry about that. I tried to mute myself and actually left the Discord channel.
There wasn't much room to get that 1 ball in there. But it's a lot easier now for Tommyy. Call the 3 ball. Well, he's not called anything yet.
The 3 is kind of sitting on the tougher side of the pocket. He might choose a safety here instead.
Yeah, well, in fact that he's not called anything, that's exactly what he's doing.
He played it well.
Yeah, he's got good distance.
And good pace.
There is a line. I mean, the line is there off the right side rail as we look, the right long rail, past the side pocket onto the 1. And
he's calling the 9 though because he's planning to jump the 8.
I think I'd be playing it off the other the opposite rail and calling the one into the left-hand corner pocket. Well, he's played the jump.
He played the jump, and he got his good hit out of it.
Now,
nothing really threatened going in.
Well, this is a test of Tommy's nerve. I mean, on most occasions he would find his way out here because there isn't any major issue to have to deal with.
Yeah, no real problem. 5 to the 7 could be tricky because the 10 ball kind of blocks one potential path and the 9 ball kind of blocks another one. But
yeah,
you've always got the big draw, or if you just play good position on the 5, you're going to have ways to solve that.
But Tommy's now at the stage where this simply has to be done. It has to get done. He can't afford to mess this up and hand it to Eddie in a plate.
Well, the 8 ball just put another obstacle in the way for that one shot I was just talking about, that 5 to 7 path.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. Now again, this is dead straight, so this is asking for a controlled draw shot. Unless he fancies pinch, he looks as if at the moment he looks as if he's trying to pinch something and go forward. No, he is coming back.
No, it's just easier to get your aim perfect.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yep.
That was a problem.
Draw control is not easy in virtual pool or real life.
No, and that's the story of Tommy's match with what's been happening here. He's either been left nothing from Eddie. When Eddie's missed a shot, he's ended up hooked in a no shot, or he's doing stuff like this here and failing to deliver on a table that wasn't difficult. Any other day of the week, it wasn't a difficult table because all the balls were there. And that critical shot, that draw shot, he hasn't perfected the stun draw. Now, what's he doing now? Well, he's caught the edge of it. But
he called the 9, but that might have been a kind of just in case.
I think that might have just been desperation, to be honest with you. But Eddie now can really inflict pain.
Now I think this might be that kind of shot that Steve is always saying you can't hit it too high. Yeah, I think Eddie addressed that issue with a different method, which was just don't hit it too hard and accept the longer cut on the 7.
Now, some of these shots, I've noticed Eddie's taking his time, but then he gets a wee bit tentative. And now this one, well, it's run far enough now.
That one was well done. I don't really think he was playing for this pocket on the 8, but he made the ball and he played it with good speed.
Well, he's running through to the short side. And this is, again, he's got to play this with the angle he's got and the pace that he'll have to make sure he finishes well up above the 10 ball. I mean, there's no reason not to get there.
Yep. And he made that choice correctly. And the beauty of virtual pool is that there's no such thing as leaving this ball too long as you get relatively straight.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy shot for anybody. Well, for most people. But it's now,
in real life, those get tricky when you're, 6-7 feet away.
Oh, yeah.
And there's pressure on it because it's the money ball. But in virtual pool, straight is straight, kind of, even if you're 10 feet from it.
Well, Tommy's got to take a risk here. I think he's got to pot the 1 and have a bump onto that 3 and 7 and he's still be on the 2. And I think he had that in mind and he's forgotten about the 1. He had to be aggressive to try and give himself the shot to run the rack.
Yeah, he made the right choice, but he didn't hit it very well.
Oh, this is poor because he's not got a rail.
Yeah.
And Eddie's even though Eddie's got a 4-rack lead, he's feeling the pinch.
Well, there's a little pinch trying to close out a match, but the real pinch comes when Tommy wins 2 more games.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
stuck on 11, and because he's already, if he's anything like me, then he's already a little bit congratulating himself for getting to 11-7. And when you feel that start to evaporate, that's the worst feeling.
Well, Tommy's at the stage where it's no miss now. He can't afford it, and the problem is this cue ball's got to work big time to get sight of the 5.
3 rails. Ooh. See,
He
got that
he
high
got the,
karate.
Yeah, he got the forward spin that killed it.
After the first rail, but before the second, it took that big hook, which I don't think he was accounting for. Plays another good safety though.
Well, he might get another chance. At least he's hoping he is.
This is a rough kick.
So I think he's
lining it up for 2 rails. Well, now he's shooting straight at the 6. I don't know what that's about.
I think he might.
Looks like he's trying to line up a 2-rail kick.
It looks as if he might be just trying to make it awkward here.
Oh yeah, you are correct.
And that ain't it. That ain't it, I'm afraid.
That's one of those shots that people, when they're talking about shot selection, they never seem to acknowledge how difficult it is. Like, if you don't have a good shot, just tie something up. It's not just tie something up. That's one of the harder things to do in pool, is to hit a ball and stop it touching another ball.
Well, is this going to catch any of the 9? No, it isn't. Well, this is another big shot here for Tommy.
And a big draw, probably wants to come back between the 9 and 10. Didn't get to the right side of the 9.
Well, that'll
got
do
away
it.
with it. Got away with it. I think he's got to take some angle on the 9 and just go up towards the opposite side pocket here. Yeah. Straighten it up a little better than I.
That angle's workable because he's, the cue ball's just doing its thing. He just doesn't want to run too square, so he has to decide whether he's just going to nurse this in and try and get dead weight to the 10 or run across the table.
Across the table with right English, I think, is the most consistent thing.
Well, that was well controlled.
Yeah, he could have used a little more right, but the speed was good.
Vital rack, as every other rack is going to be for Tommy now. Back to within 3, but of course, nothing he can do. Eddie at the table in his break. Eddie's dry though. 1 ball is on, 2 ball is there, 3 ball is there, 4 ball, and the table's there for Tommy. It's all there for him.
I don't see a major problem. This angle on the 1's perfectly nice to get straight on the 2 and then just stay in line. Eight just got tougher.
So it looks as if he's going to play the draw off the 3 just to come back for the 4. I don't think he's trying to get out onto the 4. I wouldn't think so. Well, no. Where he's gone now is he's gone inside to the rail. I think he can still play this and come back. He could go forward with spin and try and come out between the 10 and 5. He's not doing it at the moment. I think he's got a wee bit of left on it now. Maybe no, he's centred again. He's going to chicken out and take it in the side. I say chicken out. He's not risking the cue ball running any distance where he can find trouble. He might be the wrong angle in this 4. I haven't looked. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's a wee bit short.
If he plays it slow, it'll be all right.
Yeah, that'll do. Ultra cautious now for Tommyy because he knows the consequences. I mean, he's not quite at last chance saloon, but every shot has the potential of that.
Sometimes for me, that realization that, we were talking about right after the break where we didn't really see any problems in running out the rack, that realization kind of makes me scared to mess it up.
Well, exactly. I think good afternoon to Keith. I think that you know Tommy's fully focused now, because he knows he knows what the deal is. Get it done with this chance, or just watch the match go away altogether. He's still in it if he can see this through.
I think he's just barely straight enough to roll past the side pocket for the 8.
And he'll settle for that because that's the best way to miss it. He hit the bottom jaw first, hits the other jaw and goes along the rail. But he should have distance here now. Eddie's got to watch the feather touch in this 7. He doesn't want to bump it too thick, bring it into play and leave a cut here.
Yeah, nice and thin. I wouldn't bother with any side spin myself because it just makes it a little harder to get the thickness of hit.
Well, you see, he's left the tempter there for Tommyy. Now, what does Tommyy do? Tommy's in 2 minds here. I mean, he could try and... He's got a reasonable safety if he can get cover behind the 9 and he doesn't leave the bank on. But he might. Well, that's what he's trying. He's looking to make sure he doesn't leave the bank, and he's done that.
Yeah, that's very good speed. Not perfect. He's not hooked, but took away the bank. And it's not as easy to get safe off this ball.
Yeah, he's
10. That's definitely a just-in-case move. He's not going all out for that.
Well, he's looking to cut this 7 back and run up that direction.
Yeah.
I'm not. I presume he was looking to hit the 10 there to keep the cue ball up that top side. That's the only thing I could think he was trying to do.
I think he was, and I think he was hoping that the 7 would bank a little further down, maybe below the 9. But, those shots, the ball always wants to tighten up off the rail. It never wants to bank as thin as you think you hit it.
Well, another big shot for Tommyy.
Yeah, this one, he could go 3 rails and get good on this 8 pretty naturally with just a little bit of left, which is what he's using.
Now it needs to slow up, though. Needs to slow up big time.
Yep. The running English just made it keep carrying there.
Now we're going to have 10 minutes of this.
Yeah. Especially with the 9 and 10 where they are.
Yeah, the danger here is
targets.
Exactly, and you don't dare risk try and run the cue ball to a spot. It's who's going to make the mistake.
Well, with the cue ball staying a little bit below the 8, the 8 wants to keep drifting closer and closer to the side pocket, which might put a limit on how long this drags on.
Well,
Eddie's contemplating a thin one, but I don't think this is the time for it.
Well, I think the bank's on. Is the bank on?
He can cut it inside also. I'm not sure he can get the cue ball out of the way.
Yeah, the cue ball looks as if it's going to be in the way.
The cut in the side is definitely possible from here. He didn't like it. See, the 8 keeps drifting up the rail. It's going to get over the side eventually.
Yeah, I think both of them must be aware of that, and I'd be playing up the waist like now. There's a mistake.
Oh, that's got to be makeable, right?
That's a
He's gonna take
mistake.
this on.
This is going in all day, and he'll
Yeah.
be on the 9, no problem.
Position on the 9 is basically unmissable as long as you don't scratch. All right, he beat the scratch.
Well, this is probably the worst you would be on this 9 ball. He's dead straight.
The VP4 bailout, though.
Well, if he bails out too much here, he could end up on top of the 10. He doesn't want to get he doesn't want to get greedy, and that's fine.
That's pretty good.
Well,
I thought he might cheat the 9 the other direction and end up shooting the 10 in the other pocket there. But
he's got the bedhead cut, but he's got. I mean, he's not missing this. It'd be a proper choke if he misses this.
Vince says, "Who invented this shot? Do you mean the one where you roll up on the rail? It's as old as rails and pockets, I think."
Oh, he's pushed it to the rail. He's pushed it to the rail. Oh dear.
What a let off the hook for Fast Eddie there to get on the hill with this shot.
Oh, that's it then. I think that's the nail. Probably the second nail.
That's a pressure let off valve right there.
Oh yeah.
That pressure was ramping up on Eddie, and now it's all gone.
See, I spoke about this once or twice in this match. Shots like that, I like to look at them once. I might look at it a second time, but I've made my mind up. I don't spend a lot of time on shots like that. Because you start to dwell and you give yourself enough time to think about things, and I think sometimes players play shots too quick, but I think in the context of the match, you say, oh, he's taking a bit more time, he doesn't want to make a mistake. You start to have things going through your head, and I think it's much better to decide the shot, see the angle, and say, there it is, and play it. But that was the big fatal move there, I think. Well, neither player has been convincing, shall we say. We need to have a look and see who plays who next here. If it looks like Eddie's going to get through, but it ain't over yet.
That was a nice shot from Eddie to get this good on the 3. That combo is unmissable as long as he gets a look at the 4, which he can do with high right English off 2 rails here. He's got to come past the 9. Oh, he's not looking at a safety here, is he?
He certainly is.
Oh, that's a terrible choice.
He might have looked. At this 4-8 and wasn't confident on making because you've got to cut that 4 across the 8.
Well, a little, but I cannot agree with that because I think he runs out from there 9 out of 10 times.
And you know what? Sometimes a decision like that can come back to haunt you. He's probably going to get away with it though.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're a strong favorite to run out, you have. Oh yeah,
you've got to go for it. Yeah,
if you play it safe, you are introducing the possibility of your opponent getting lucky, which cannot happen if you're running out.
Well, Eddie's he's called his own bluff here, Eddie, because he's still got the shot he's going to have to play, hasn't he? He pots the 3. He's still going to have to play the shot that he's refused to get himself on, and I don't think he's in any great position to be playing it from here.
Well, no, because he ended up dead straight on the 3 after Tommyy made his kick, and that dead straight was not good. He was good on the previous shot.
He's got to cut right across this 4, and he's not even interested again. Is this going to get to the rail?
Safety. Yeah, wow.
Well, I'll tell you something. That's 2 times he's not interested, and if this goes funny,
he very clearly decided that that combo was not makeable, which
yeah,
I don't think he was correct. I think
it,
that
it wasn't easy because there was a lot of cut needed in that 4, and you've got to look at the distance there is between the 2 balls. You know, there's a bit of judgment to be made there, but certainly he wasn't in a great position to play it from the distance he was away from it.
well, we'll never know now whether it was possible to make it.
And
we do have good evidence that Eddie decided it was not possible.
yeah, well, he's the best judge of it for his own sake. And I mean, why? You look at it from the other point of view. Why should he be taking risks when he's on the hill? You know, but sometimes the other way to look at it is if you've got the chance to put the match away, you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the hill or not on the hill, the decision is the same whether you're supposed to run out or whether you're supposed to play safe.
Well, this could be good, bad, or ugly. This shot, and it's it's not bad, but is Eddie going to take the bank this time?
I think he proved you wrong.
No,
there was another option. That shot was pretty neutral.
No, he's not going for it. He's trying to get distance.
Oh, distance in the pocket won't help.
Where's the cue ball going?
He actually took away the left side of the 4-ball, I think.
I think this is very, very tight that he can get past that knuckle.
Well, he can hit the right side of the 4. He can cut it towards the 8. He can't cut it towards the 10. But how do you get safe? Do you just drift the cue ball past the 10 and let the 4-ball bank up past the 9?
That's what he's trying. That's what he's trying, but I think he hasn't got there.
There was always a window.
The billiard is on. The combo is on, but I think it's the billiard every day of the week. This is unmissable.
It's unmissable.
But where does the 4-ball go, though?
Yeah, you could have trouble with the 4 because you can't just tap it in because the 6 blocks the other.
Hang on a minute. Forgot about John Virgo there. I'm too busy focusing on the game.
Oh, no. 4-ball has not cooperated.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry I'm engrossed in what's happening. I forgot about John.
Oh, right.
I'm getting excited, guys. You know what I'm like. This is going to bounce. This is bouncing.
That's a good opportunity for Tommy now.
And that
easy in the side.
6-ball is comfortably off the rail.
Is.
Now, how good is he going to be in the 6-ball? Well, he's
just going to roll this in soft and play the 6.
He's going to leave it long. Now, the problem with this shot is how's the angle on the 6 when he's about to play it, and can he just roll through at the right pace? See, this is fine. It's all about how much you dare go down the table. He doesn't want to leave himself short. And
played it well enough.
He's there or thereabouts. He can just let this roll in. Hold the cue ball there.
A little bit of left to make sure he doesn't roll too close to the 10.
Yeah, I think he's got a tiny feather on it. Not a lot. I don't think he needs a lot either, though.
Yep. Just
that'll do it.
That'll be perfect.
Long way back for Tommy, though.
And Tommy does end up winning that rack.
Yeah.
Where Eddie had that. I mean, I guess I guess he didn't like it, but
Look at
swear
the
he had
look
a
at
run
the
out staring him in the face at one point.
look at the complaints in the audience. Cobra's calling me a numpty. Bill saying we can't see the screen. Keith saying, "Geez, can't get the staff." I mean, come on. I've had a day's work. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm knackered. Yes, I do apologise, chaps. I got a wee bit distracted there.
And I've been up since the crack of noon UK time.
Yeah,
So.
crack of noon, yeah. Well, strange things happened in games where, you refuse to play the killer shot. And is Eddie going to live to regret it? That's the big question here.
I mean, smart money says no.
Probably not, but
Tommy has to win 4 racks in a row here, but
it's not impossible. But there's a slim chance. But as I say, if Eddie didn't grab the bull by the horns, and it could come back to haunt him. And Eddie's gone into his shell as he's got closer to the finishing line.
Well, I mean, he hasn't had an offensive opportunity in this rack.
No.
We'll see what happens when he does. Oh, that's a nice shot.
That'll do it.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
And this is not an easy kick. I think there's a reasonable likelihood Eddie could get ball in hand off this, because these one-railers sometimes act a little funny.
Well, he got the hit.
He got the hit, but he left.
Well, this is going to test Eddie's nerve.
Shot for Eddie.
Oh, he's overcooked that a wee bit. He's immediately got himself in trouble. How much dare he control the cue ball here? Does he, again...
Just roll it in. The 3's in the side.
Yeah, he's heading towards the 6.
Yeah, but he was okay.
He's avoided it.
Not, as long as he didn't go to the other side of it, which would have required stun.
Now, must have the angle in the 4. I don't believe he wants to be trying to go down and cut the 5 by the side of the 7 from like here.
No, he wants to stun toward the 5 almost, so that he can.
Well, he's
play the 4 in the side is what I was going to say, but he didn't stun. He pulled it right back. He's
certainly going to cut. I'd be cutting this, but I'd be cutting it with a wee bit of right to make sure I'm not going near the 9.
Well,
and lo and behold,
yeah. I don't think that was a good thought process there.
Just bear in mind what I said. Is he going to live to regret it?
And he's going over the middle of the 9. I don't know if he can get this with the playing kid.
Good luck with this. Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, that's only Yamaguchi Taro can do those.
The playing cue jump is a pretty good option when you're going over an edge. If you're going over the middle of the ball.
Yeah, we've seen a number of those playing over the edge of a ball and getting away with it, but right over the heart of the ball, you're slim to zero chance of getting it right.
Yeah, it's very tough.
So here we are. Tommyy. Well, this again is a chance to stay alive at least another rack. Now, Tommy's nerves should be gone here because he's dead and buried. He should just be relaxed, play his shots. Yep. There's nothing to think about now because you know what has to be done. There should be no nerves now. You just play it, get it done. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, well, you know what the outcome was going to be most of the time anyway there. But I think you've got to also take into context that Eddie didn't make the move for the line when he had 2 chances to do it, and he didn't do it. And he's not come out and top in those racks where he's done that.
And then the way he played that last inning at the table for him made it look like he is starting to feel the pressure of, that pressure you feel when you're allowing a comeback to start. Yeah,
Now
Keith's got it right.
the important thing now is it's Tommy's break, and this is suddenly now become the most important. Every break for Tommy's the most important break in the match. He's still breaking narrow. I don't think either of them have really changed their ploy, and we've had a stack of dry breaks as well. That's another one, but no shot.
Good news for Tommy is that he is all the way hooked on the 1. I think he's going to push out.
Now, I hasten to add, with all these balls down in this right-hand corner, this push-out has to be a good one, because he's asking for trouble here with all these balls down this end. I feel certain that Tommyy will be looking to tuck this cue ball away somewhere down in amongst these.
It's a two-edged sword, though. Sometimes you feel a little less pressure when there are traffic issues with the eventual run out.
I think I'd be giving this back, and Eddie, Tommy's thinking the same thing. He's put Eddie back in.
Yeah, he didn't really leave him the part of the 1 that leads to any kind of natural safety. Did he leave the potting angle?
I don't think there's enough of that. Now that you say it, the more I look at it, no, it's too close. I don't think it's really on. Yeah.
Well, he could bank it 1 rail toward the 7 and send his cue ball past the 2. He might clip the 2, and if you do, you scratch a lot.
Oh, this'll do it. I mean, he's not running
really
enough though. Well, this is maybe going to call Tommy's bluff. I mean, he can pot the 1, but he's probably got a slim chance of holding for the 2.
Unless he banks it past the 6.
Well, it's a big pocket. It is a big pocket. Send it to the rail. It will go in off the 6 every day. Keith, can you give me an update in that match? What did Mark Allen win by? Was it 6-0 or 6-1 or something like that? Because I had to switch it off to start the stream. Is he through? I presume he's through to the final. He was well on top when I finished watching it. Oh, he's hit it right into the 6.
Yeah, it was a big pocket, but not quite that big.
Well, here we go. Here's a test of Eddie's nerve and ability as well, because the 3 ball is going to be the big test.
And he's got to get on the 6.
And that's in an awkward place as well, yeah. Let's have a look
from
at
5,
it.
he kind of wants to go past the 6 to play it in the same pocket, which is going to be tough. But that might be getting ahead of myself. He has to get to it first.
Well, you know about watching it either, Keith? Well, I know he was up like, it was either 3-0 when I left it or something. I think it was the first to 6. But I'm presuming that he cantered through in the end. I don't even know who's in the other semi-final. 6-1 it was. Who's in the other semi-final? I haven't a clue who's in the other match. Well, at least he's on the 3 one way or another. And he can't squeeze it past the 9, I don't think. Well, he can, but the angle's not great for rolling onto the 9. He's rolling past the 9.
He could draw it behind the 5, or he could play the pot. This is where I would forgive him for playing safe on this shot. This is a difficult one.
Well, this is going to bounce out. This is going to bounce out, but has it bounced far enough? No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Not quite.
Well, I think Eddie's heart missed a beat there.
Well, this is where that jump shot is actually viable, I think.
Ryan Day, who the hell is R. Williams? Never heard of him. Who's that?
Robbie Williams is a big
Oh,
bump,
Robbie
sir.
Williams. Is it Robbie Williams his name is?
I'm messing with you. I don't know.
No, I think you're right enough. I think that's his name. I think Keith will confirm that. I think it is Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
I've
there we
heard
go.
of him. Well, this is the big cut down the rail. Cue ball 2 rails, and he has to get into a window to go on the 5 though. Oh, he's got it. He's played it perfectly.
Played it nice. Now does
Let's
he have
watch
the
the
angle to
replay
come
of
up
that
with
last
a
shot.
6 in the same pocket? Maybe just too much. He'd have to draw it past the 10, which I'm not sure he can do. He could. Oh, I don't know. If he tried to roll it forward to get dead straight on the 6, then he'd probably be bumping the 10 and putting it in his own way. I did that way.
Well, that'll do. It's just a
That'll
straightforward roll through. How's the 7 in this back rail? It's off the rail.
Yep. Yeah, he did really well to get that straight on the 6. If he had any angle on that ball, you can't even play it because it's just an automatic scratch.
Now, it looks as if he's going to come down the left side. Is he maybe trying to come through for the 8 into the side? Nope, he's running towards it, and this is going to be no man's land. I think I would have put a wee bit of left on that. If I was getting that pace, I'd be coming down this way, and if I go too far, I'm going long for the 8 long up into the top right. I don't think he risked putting anything on the cue ball.
This is pretty tough in a late match situation. This is not an easy cut to judge, and I don't think he wants to risk rolling forward toward the 10 either. I think he might jack up and stun, which makes it that much more difficult to judge. Yeah.
Oh, again, he might have got away with it. That kiss, pushing it towards the rail. Now, Eddie's now thinking, well, what do I do here? Do I go all out?
I mean, he had a 10-ball cut that was a lot tougher than this a few racks ago.
I think he's going for it.
Handled it well. 3 times across the table, I think.
It's wiped its feet. Now, how's his luck again? Well, now, Tommy needs to look at this ball in the pocket, because if he tries to pinch it around the I don't think he can do it. I think he would get around the angles and miss it. He's got to get up and down.
Good news about the kick-in is he doesn't really have to do anything with the cue ball. If the 8 goes in, he should have the 9 in the side.
Yeah, he just wants to get this to the ball and not a lot of pace on it. He has to judge this right. He's got the right pace. He's got the right angle. He's got the touch on it.
Oh, he caught the point, and it just made
and it's
it
just pushed him
replay of that last shot.
into that awkward one. He's got to go all out for it though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still on. He's got to play it.
And I think you got to go full blooded. 3 rails back out into the table for the 10. No, he's overdone it. He's overdone it. And how's his luck? Not this time. So Eddie, 2 balls away.
Now, is this on a line to scratch in the side?
I think it was.
Controlled the speed too well.
It's just died a death and went in. So Eddie is through at last by
Well, he did
13 racks to 10.
He did a pretty good job holding his nerve in check that last rack.
It was nervy. It was very nervy. So we'll have a look at the bracket in a second. The remaining matches are Hairpig. Yours truly is going to be playing tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. British Summer Time. And Bill and Mr. Fox tomorrow night at 7 p.m. BST. Then Albinario Bedhead on Wednesday night, 7:20. and Pop Man Inspector on next Saturday. Have a look at the bracket, then we'll look at the stats for this match. Now, where were those two in the bracket? Quick look. Where are they? Have I gone past them already? No, I've not. Right, so Fast Eddie's through, and he will play the winner of Slim and Jover, and I'm putting all my V dollars on Slim to comfortably come through that match, unless Jover suddenly finds a run of form. But there was nothing to suggest that he's going to cause Slim much of a problem. That remains to be seen, but it's looking like it could be a Slim Fast Eddie match for the next round.
Yeah, even if they're both on top form, I think Slim's top form is better.
Right, let's. What do you reckon the stats are like for this match? Let's have a look. Fast Eddie.
Well, I only saw the last half of it, but I think that potting percentage is going to be pretty low with between the mistakes and the...
Fast Eddie, what's that one there? That Fast Eddie Felson. Why am I not finding... let me try that, see if we can find him that way.
Because it's an underscore and not a space?
Is that maybe what it is? It's maybe fast underscore, is it? That's maybe why I can't find him. Fast underscore Eddie. There he is. Found him at last. And Tommyy. And it's TOMMYY. Now, why can't I see him?
Type the second Y, you should get there.
Oh, there he is, down the very bottom. Right, let's have a look at the break stats. So, Eddie had 11 breaks, 0.4 as far as balls in the break. Tommyy had 12 breaks, and he was half a ball in the break. Run-outs from the break, 1. Rack's run is 1. Rack's high run is 1. Money ball shot 11 for Eddie. So Eddie was 100%. Tommyy was 94 or something like that, or 90%. So not exciting stats. What was did we see what the dry breaks were? Dry breaks. Tommyy was 41.
Both of them were around half dry.
Yeah. Well, that was an unexpected match from those two, but as I say, I mean, it doesn't matter how you get over the line at the end of the day, as long as you survive, and Tommyy can always play better, can't he? It was nervy, but Eddie came out on top, but again, his nerves are a bit frazzled and shattered, I think, at the end of that. It was showing. He refused those 2 shots, but he got there in the end. It was a ropey finish, but he got over the line. So I'm going to go and find out the football results and get dinner now. I don't know about anybody else. Well, there's Tam arrived. You missed it all again, Tam. It's. I hope you've been putting the 9-ball practice in, ready for tonight, because I'll be back in a couple of hours. I won't be streaming it because I'm playing in it. But we'll be back for Saturday night 9-ball. Thank you to Hairpig for joining. Thanks to all for watching. And we will bid you good afternoon. And we will see you again soon. See you later, guys.
Good night, ladies. Put 'em up. Put 'em up.